Welcome, everyone. Thank you for coming. I'm S.P. Harper.
And I'm Peter Frank. And we're here to discuss the artwork series of SP's that currently is on display and just down the hall from here in the library.
This is Angel of Compassion, Elizabeth Taylor's Jewels. And it centers on the idea of all of her jewels. They were shown at the Pacific Design Center after her passing in 2011. They went on auction. They went and they traveled to London and to New York, and they were shown here. The collection was sold, and all the proceeds went to her foundation, the AIDS Foundation.
This series is highly subjective, documenting the story of a very well-known personage who, in the public imagination, has been identified with gemstones and the use of gemstones for constructive purposes, to put it mildly. I think you all know of Elizabeth Taylor's reputation as a great supporter of AIDS research and defense and knowledge. And as you heard, even after her death, her foundation continues to raise money for these purposes. And S.P. Harper has, in effect, incorporated Elizabeth Taylor's biography, the nature of her passion, her visual artistic passion, and her most important, the social causes most important to her. And the artwork effectively consolidates all these factors into small monuments to her memory and her goals.
The first painting in the series is called Diamond. You'll notice on all 7 of the canvases there's one lavender facet, and that's to symbolize the color of Elizabeth's eyes, which were violet.
So there's a lavender facet in each of the 7 paintings.
And this is the one here with the violet?
Yes, you can see it.
It's up there.
All 7 have
All 7
have the violet, but it manifests in different ways in each one.
These are her chandelier earrings that were given to her by Michael Todd. They were promoting Around the World in 80 Days. He got the Academy Award for that film, and they were in Place Vendôme in Paris when he bought her these. They were costume jewelry. He also bought her the tiara because she was Michael's queen. Then when they got back to Beverly Hills, he had them all replaced with real diamonds. The materials are oil, diamond dust, acrylic, and mixed media. You'll see the diamond dust is across the top, and the white to get that opaque is oil, and all the rest and the backgrounds are acrylic. Of course, you can paint acrylic on top, oil on top of acrylic, but not the other way around. So the backgrounds are acrylic, but there's some oil that is on the surface.
Do the 7 paintings collectively tell chapters in Elizabeth Taylor's life?
Roughly, yes. So Elizabeth's father was by. Her father had an art gallery in the Beverly Hills Hotel, and so hence they moved from the Midwest for his gallery. and her mother was an actress but gave up the stage to move here. So she really promoted her children to be actors and met everyone in Hollywood because of the art gallery. So that kind of went hand in hand. Her first son was this blonde, blue-eyed, curly hair, and she thought he was going to be the star, but that didn't happen. He didn't want to do it. And Elizabeth was born. She had fur all over her body, and they thought, what is this? But it came off, and she also had this double set of eyelashes. She also rode horses, so her mother really promoted her to get into the movie National Velvet. And they said, Elizabeth, take off that mascara. But no, because that's the way, she was born that way.
In a sense, it was National Velvet twice. She was born velvet.
So then she was starring in a film in London with Michael Wilding. And we think she wanted a father figure because he was 40 and she was not even quite 20. So, but that was a very happy relationship for quite a few years. She had 2 sons, one of them being Wilding of Wilding Cron Gallery downtown. That was the grandson. Michael Todd and Eddie Fisher and Debbie and Liz they double dated. They were really close friends. And after Michael Todd's passing, she couldn't be consoled. She was devastated, and she was friends with Eddie, and so that kind of happened naturally.
Remind people how Michael Todd died.
She was supposed to fly with him. They were going to promote something in the Midwest for the movie. She got sick. She was very sick. She was in the hospital. She got influenza quite often. Although I've heard her say that's the only time I get total rest was when I'm in the hospital. No one's bothering me. Anyway, she could not make that flight, and Michael Todd died in a plane crash. And one of the only things that she received after the crash was her wedding ring to him, and she wore it for the rest of her life. Shall we go to the ruby one?
Yes.
Bracelet through the center is the King Farouk that had a lot of rubies in it. That was given to her by Richard Burton when she starred in Cleopatra. He was a very strong personality. She was very attracted to him. He gave her a lot of rubies because it's the symbol of his Welsh homeland. Michael Shea, he was instrumental in researching all the facts, and if you look at the paintings, it has the fact sheet. It tells you the price, what it sold for, everything except really for who owns it now.
Wow.
But yeah, it was all been fact checked.
Can we move into the next?
Yeah. Okay, this is yellow diamond. I'm going to backtrack here. This is a necklace given to Elizabeth by Eddie Fisher. Remember, Mike Todd died. She took up with Eddie Fisher, and he divorced Debbie Reynolds. She married Eddie Fisher. This necklace has yellow diamonds in it, and you see the cut? That's a brilliant cut that I painted, and there's acrylic paint on that. This has diamond dust, oil. That necklace she wore to the 1961 Academy Awards given to her by Eddie Fisher, and they were sort of breaking up towards this end, and he sent her the bill. Yes, and she paid. And okay, she was a brilliant woman, very good businesswoman. She made more money than all of her husbands. She had a photographic memory. She never had acting lessons, but she was a natural. And then she started many perfume lines, which were hugely successful, very lucrative. This is a brooch, and she wore it as a pendant. She wore it as a headpiece. This set of bracelet, brooch, necklace, earrings were given to Elizabeth as a wedding gift from Richard Burton, a Asher cut. Asher cut is an Art Deco cut. It was designed in the 20s by Joseph Asher, who was a Belgian gemologist, and it's also known as a stairway to infinity. That headpiece, that's from a movie she was in with Richard Burton called Boom. They did quite a few movies together. She was married 8 times, twice to Richard Burton. 7 husbands, 8 marriages. This is 69 carats. It was bought in 1968. Richard says, I have to have that gem. Anyway, he could not go to the auction. He said my limit is $1 million. Cartier bid $1,050,000 for the gem, and Richard Burton lost his composure. He had a temper tantrum. Cartier did sell it to the Burtons for $1,100,000. So he did get it. This was for her 40th birthday. This dress that she wore here with the scorpions on it, that was for her very close friend, Princess Grace of Monaco, and that was her at that birthday party for wearing the Scorpio for Princess Grace dress. She wore this gem to that birthday party in Monaco. This is called sapphire. A lot of her sapphires were given to her by her mother. She had got a bracelet, and her mother did buy her some sapphires. This one is an Art Deco piece, hence the background. It's a cabochon. It doesn't have facets cut, so I did a brilliant cut to look through from behind it. That's a brilliant cut sapphire that you're looking through. Here's the crop.
That's gorgeous.
This was 33 carats. She wore it as a ring, again a pendant. Richard bought this for her for $300,000. After her passing in 2011, this piece did sell for $12 million. She was so smart. You could say, what a waste, whatever, but no, she was brilliant, and then it all went to that foundation. She was the one, as you know, is the first person to get Ronald Reagan to say the word AIDS. She brought it to the forefront.
I can't say enough things about your fascinating inner world that keeps all this going. The actual output is magnificent. The way you're sharing your inner world in the outer world with just meticulous composition and inviting us in to the facets. It makes me think about when you had your show at LA Art Association, and can you say more about the opening of the door and what you were putting together with the stones?
The one Natural Force?
Yes.
That is, again, repurposing materials. I have a room and I'm just collecting things that interest me, that people have given me, or that it's from a goodwill industry because they raise money, for the homeless. And it started with the idea of tie-dyeing discarded clothes. And like, for instance, this. My grandfather is a diamond cutter, so the gems are my muse. I do like a cubist, abstract geometric. Someone gave me all their linen napkins, and they all have different patterns, and I sewed them all together, and they become like little patchworks, and they all have different, feels and different shimmers. And I think all those napkins, think of the drama that they witnessed, and now they're in the art. So yeah, that's the things that I upcycle. I'm just as interested in as the gem that I upcycle for.
I mean, it doesn't feel like they're labors, they're labors of love. Yeah.
And again, it's a matter of, here, this is a pictorial and a narrative sequence. And the other exhibition was of work that was experiential, spectacular in a way, formal. But they were just two facets of the same experience.
What made you, Peter, get interested in this?
The luminosity of the works themselves, and the conceit of the concept. To have a work that is this visually gratifying, and even at the same time invested with not simply a story but a history, has a kind of a, it's magnetic for one's attention.
Okay, so I would love someone to purchase these, and part of the proceeds would go to the West Hollywood Library and to the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation, just to know. I'd love them to all stay together. Someone who loves Elizabeth. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Thank you very much. If there aren't any more questions, we can go look at the work.
Thank you.